Hi, friends. Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson here for a meditation a day. Today, we have a very special guest meditator, Dr. Phillip Mountrose. He is a teacher, he's an author, he's a speaker, he's a personal coach. He pretty much does it all. So glad to have him here with us today. Today, his meditation is called Getting Unstuck and Flying Free. Phillip, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be with you again, Ruth.
Okay, you can just get started whenever you want.
Well, let's talk about the topic, which is something near and not so dear to probably all of us, but getting stuck. When people slow down often to reflect, it's because things are not working, and they often use the word "I'm stuck," and that's when often people reach out for help, which is a good thing to do, of course, too. And that's what Jane and I, my partner, we do at Awakenings Institute is help people who are stuck. And sometimes we get stuck ourselves. And it's part of the human experience, as we know. So what I'm talking about is a, the stuckness where life isn't flowing could be in any of certain areas which are common to us all, maybe a couple areas because they can overlap. The physical areas, that's usually career and money, purpose, um, emotional stuckness, something with your relationships. Um, Intellectual stuckness might apply to rigid thinking, uh, judgmental thinking, or lack of having problems with creativity and new ideas and change, or even allowing your intellect to allow your emotions to free. A lot of times people are too intellectual. Spiritual stuckness could be just not feeling the universe, feeling life isn't worth living, feeling that everything is lost and hopeless. So those are all possible ways we get stuck now and then, and that's part of the journey here. That's part of the karma we have, and it's something we really, in a way, want to address, although it's not required because life isn't uh, a pass fail situation because we may be dealing with any of these areas for a lifetime. So there's a recurrent themes of things we want to explore deeply. And you can just stay stuck your whole life, and that's a choice. And a lot of people do. And for as long as you want, you can stay stuck. But once you say, I want to become unstuck, I want to become free and fly free as a bird, um, then that starts you going in that direction. That's your attention is paying for getting free, finding ways to liberate yourself. You're shifting your intent. You're not staying in the same old tracks, the same old rut going over and over again. And just to give you an example before I do a little card reading on this too, oracle card reading, tarot card reading on being stuck, getting unstuck, and flying free. One of our students in our holistic spiritual coaching healing program, we were helping her the other day, and her stuckness was around finances. She was having challenges financially, which many people do. Probably most people do at certain times in their life, or sometimes long periods in their life. And we can all relate to that. So helping her go through that with some holistic healing techniques that we use and teach with EFT tapping and other things and soul centering. She felt very frustrated and overwhelmed, and the world seemed very challenging to her. But by doing some EFT tapping, it started to shift her. Before, when she was stuck, we asked her what the image was in her sixth chakra, and it was like a maze. She was caught in a maze, and when you feel stuck, that's a pretty good metaphor. And after doing the tapping and connecting with the soul, and she receives a beautiful message too, which is applicable to what we're talking about here. And the message from her soul was to be quiet and still stay in stillness, listen to the stillness, surrender, and then act when she feels clear, when she gets clarity. That's a beautiful message. And after that, and she had some knee pain too, by the way, when we started. After doing this process, her knee pain was gone, and she felt very relaxed and much more confident going forward. And the maze had turned into, she went through the maze and opened up to a beautiful meadow of flowers and a wonderful breeze and scenery and flowers and more. So that is an example of becoming unstuck. And first of all, just to recognize you are, and there are options available, as we'll discuss more here. So let me show you the reading I did before this meditation for today, the getting unstuck and flying free. And I'm going to shift my camera so everyone can see the 3 cards that I drew. And the middle card here, which was the Sun card, the central focus for becoming unstuck. And this is from the Mystical Shaman deck. It has 3 authors, Albert Villoldo, Phillip Reed, and Marcella Lobo, some beautiful pictures. That's the central focus. And for releasing, I did a card to release, and this was another deck, a tarot deck, the Good Tarot deck by Phillip Reed, was the 9 of Water. And the 9 of Water is generally considered a very positive card. These cards sort of blend together, the Mermaid, which when you're releasing something, the interesting thing is that's like a reversal card. So and what this usually means is achievement. It's a 9, completion. Now that seems like a good thing, but when you're stuck, you can resort to trying to just see things all good and fine and be in kind of a state of denial. So you have to, in a way, set aside just feeling like, hey, I've accomplished things, I'm doing well, I've completed all these things. That's great, but that's not necessarily going to help you get unstuck, because this is a different area to attend to. So you want to release just feeling too content, too in your, hey, I've achieved this, because you want to start looking at an area to embrace, which was the other card, the embracing card, the 5 of Fire. And it's a card that asks you to go, it's a fire card, so it's about your passions, to think outside the box, to use your passions for diversity, more change, more different thinking. So part of becoming unstuck is going to require different thinking. So if you want to get in the sun, that card of connecting with the sun, which is the source of everything, the higher part, to be more in the sun again and become unstuck and let the sun help you, you need to release just saying, okay, everything is content, everything is fine. I've done a lot, which is true, but it's time to embrace that fire, that passion of exploring different things, to think outside the box, maybe different resources, different people, different ways of releasing things. And how do you do that? Well, you may know some things, or maybe new things will come to you by having this sort of openness and attitude and fiery quest to let the sun in where you feel stuck, whether it's finances, career, relationships, your health, your thinking. Okay, so I'm going to read the channeling. This is part of my daily meditation. This is for the collective and for you who are listening. This how to get unstuck using the sun, releasing the 9 of Water, and embracing the 5 of Fire. Here's what I got. I'm going to read this to you. You do want to shine your light like the sun on any areas that are holding you back. You have gotten into a toxic place, maybe a ditch, a hole, lost in a maze, which you can free yourself from. The first step is to recognize that you are stuck and that you have options to free yourself. Your past thinking has not worked and maybe only aggravated the situation. You cannot go necessarily to the familiar places that you're in because they have not helped you get unstuck. Get out of the rut, which tends to deepen you into these same old tracks, to trying to do the same old things. And you can honor your other successes, but this particular stuckness needs a special tool, a leverage to get free. We're about to do a meditation, by the way. This means using different energies, following your heart and intuition. Opening yourself up to more possibilities is what's needed. You can ask yourself if others succeeded in such a difficult situation. That's a powerful question. Hey, I'm stuck here. Has anyone ever gotten out of this stuck situation? Well, probably yes. Almost definitely yes. That's encouraging, right? You know they have, and that means you can do it. Look for other resources to show up when you open your eyes pay attention and see what presents itself. Let the light shine and it will show you the possibilities and which ones to pursue. So those are the cards. Did that bring up anything for you, by the way, Ruth?
Well, it did, Philip, in the sense that there is one area that I suppose I'm stuck in, but I keep putting myself back into the stuckness.
Yes.
So it's just sort of interesting to think about. So why do I do that? What's the payoff for me to keep making myself stuck on this same topic? Because there
Yeah.
must be some payoff, otherwise I wouldn't keep doing it.
Good observation. Yeah. What are the benefits of doing it? Yeah. There's some kind of benefits, but they're sort of, what's the way, sort of illusory or not really very deep or genuine benefits. They're sort of like a way of getting through a situation, managing it, uh, instead of, and what we're basically usually concerned about is a lot of the discomfort and maybe the trauma that's held in our body. We don't want to feel that discomfort for a while, and because it reminds us of the original wounding in this lifetime or past lifetime that may be cumulative. And wow, this is uncomfortable. I'm going through this thing and I don't know what to do. And I'm not saying there's an easy, simple press a button and it's gone, because it's more complex. And that's why there's so much growth and learning, and why we have put it into our life plan to challenge us with it. Again, free will. We can just stay stuck our whole life, and that's fine. Do it again next life. Completely optional, completely open. Uh, but probably a lot of people watching this want to do something about it. And the meditation we're about to do could be helpful as well.
I think it's an interesting point, Philip, that other people probably would have had an answer by now. And I've chosen to not have an answer by
Mm-hmm.
now. And it makes me think, well, maybe there's other things that I actually am supposed to learn before I really let go of this, and being open to that possibility.
Right. It is a process, and it's a journey. Like there's the stages of releasing an addiction, where at first you're in denial, and then you're maybe considering it, and then you're preparing, and then you actually are ready to take action. So there could be working into it like you were suggesting. Okay, so using these elements from the cards and what we've discussed about being stuck, and the listener can just pick an area maybe for their own personal stuckness, and it could be something very small too, um, to focus on as we go through this journey together. And if you're in a comfortable, safe place, you can close your eyes, because that can help you go into a deeper meditative state. And as you do that, you start to breathe wonderful, pure, clear breaths, breathing into your heart, exhaling slowly, releasing. And as you breathe in back into your own energy, you're reclaiming your own energy. And you exhale, you release any energy that's not yours that you picked up along the way. Breathing into your own energy, all your cells, relaxing more, exhaling, breathing out, relaxing even more. And as your whole body lets go, this gives you a sign, a cue that you can become lighter, letting go more, lighter and lighter, relaxing more. And as you relax more, you can just allow yourself to drift up, drifting up, going up higher and higher in the way that's right for you. And you will go maybe to a mountaintop, and maybe even further, going through clouds, like an airplane that would go through clouds. And you go to a beautiful summit, a lofty place, which could be in a cloud or a place which has a beautiful view. And the sun is there, beaming down on you, the source of the sun with all its light and energy, its creativity, its harmony, its power and energy is fueling you as you can be on that mountain or that wonderful summit. And you can even fly there, just like in a dream. You can just fly freely with the energy of the sun limitlessly powering you wherever you want to go. You're solar powered, you're solar battery generated being, light, lifting, flying freely. And as you start to explore this planet from above, you see the beauty of it. You see wonderful mountains below, water, lakes, rivers, oceans, beautiful colors, blue, greens, and those wonderful lofty mountaintops. And where the land meets the water, the elements merge beautifully. And then looking around, you see sacred sites, maybe Stonehenge or the pyramids come into view, these beautiful sites. And then there could be buildings, just wonderful buildings in cities. You might see the Taj Mahal in India with its beautiful tranquility and harmony, or the aspirations, the Notre Dame Cathedral, the spires and the ascendancy in France. Yes. And that's beautiful as you're flying around there and you have that wonderful solar energy. But now you're going to go into some areas which are challenging on the earth. You're starting to see them from above. You're seeing there is pollution there. There is polluted air and water and land. And you can start to send some of that solar energy. The best disinfectant is light, the sunlight. We've heard that. Yes. We're sending that energy of the sun just to disperse any pollution or contamination on the air and purifying the water and cleansing the land, helping regenerate with the sun energy. And areas which are war torn now, Gaza, Ukraine, elsewhere, sending the light of the sun, beaming that energy into those areas where, again, all the conflict has caused stuckness, and we're releasing that. We're sending light. We're breaking through. We're showing a better way. We're brightening the landscape. We're helping people embody a better future now. As we fly around, we send these beautiful solar generated beams of light and healing. And we can connect with wonderful angel of healing, Raphael, and he can help support us. Raphael says, yes, all can be love if you allow it to be so. You have to let go of a lot of your armor and destructive ways. You need to see better ways. You hold the armor up for love, not hate, for strength, not weakness, and letting everyone become stronger, not just the few. Help the weak become strong and temper the strength of those who have too much power. Put things in balance. We thank Raphael for his words of encouragement and guidance. And now, as we're flying around, we're beaming down, and we're actually from above. Our higher soul body can see our earthly physical body and where we feel stuck in our body. In our physical body, there may be physical pain or injury or disease, and there may be emotional stuckness where we feel lonely or alienated or in conflict or judgment. We may be mentally stuck with our ideas or our rigid thinking. We might just feel like we're disconnected from everything. We're a lost being. But we send in the beaming of the sun and the love, and Raphael, angel Raphael, supports us into our own bodies, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies, breathing that in, that beautiful sunlight. And you can take that in, that energy of hope, and beam that into that area which has been stuck, where it's bottled up, that energy, knowing that there are better ways possible, and that as you begin to open up to them, they will appear in your timeline now at the right time, right now, and continuing on afterwards, integrating. And they may show up later as well. The opportunities, the light, the connections, the people, the ideas, the inspirations, um, the tools and methodologies and support that you need. And we can do some EFT tapping for those people who know it, tapping the top of the head, just continuous EFT tapping. And we can tap the eyebrow point lightly. We're allowing the energy to circulate in the side of the eye. And under the eye, we're tapping. And under the nose, we're tapping. We're tapping, we're shifting, we're getting free. On the chin, tapping on the chin. The collarbone, tapping. Under the arm, tapping. And resetting the top of our head, tapping the top of our head. Becoming unstuck, breathing, tapping our heart, integrating into our heart and flying free. And we know wherever we felt we weren't good enough, now we know we are good enough. Wherever we felt no one liked me, now we know we are lovable and supported. Wherever we felt we didn't deserve, now we are opening up to deserving love, happiness, success, abundance. Breathing that in, tapping again the top of the head, the reset process that we do at Awakenings Institute here. And you can do now, tapping the top of the head and then tapping the heart, awakening to more love, light, success, and abundance, that beautiful sunlight. Feeling lighter, aligning more with these higher, freer energies. Breathing it in, feeling better now. Good. Now thanking Raphael and your higher self for guiding you, showing you possibilities, shifting, integrating, becoming freer, allowing life to flow through you more. Breathing in, ready to come back down, coming back down into your seat, feeling your body coming back in with a little more freedom, a little more love, a little more happiness, success, and abundance. Feeling that flying free energy coming in, grounding it into your body. 1, 2, ready to open your eyes. 3, using this experience any way you want. 4, remembering what you want and letting go of anything you don't want. 5, opening your eyes, back in the room, refreshed, grounded, flying freer.
Thank you, Phillip. I so appreciate that you brought EFT into this meditation. Can you take a few minutes and just talk about the science behind it? And I know you took us through the steps. Could you maybe go through those steps again and why we do the different places that we do?
Sure. Yeah, holistic. We do a little different version here at Awakenings Institute. The EFT, emotional freedom technique, since the early 1990s. It came out of acupuncture with needles, but this is just done with your fingers, acupressure. And these points that I'm tapping, which are the key energy points, are circuits. They're circuits of energy, and they've measured them in science just with certain instruments, that there's these energies and meridians, which the ancient East has known for thousands of years, and Western science recognizes. And where it's stuck, like a freeway, where there's stuck in traffic, energy's blocked up. That's a pretty good analogy. You can you can't move anymore because and then once the traffic starts to flow, everything flows again. So doing this tapping frees up energy in your body. And it's a good tune-up. It's a good meditation in itself. It's good to accompany, like we did with the meditation. Starting at the top of the head, you tap firmly a few times, and tapping the eyebrow point. These are key energy meridian points. Some are maybe sensitive to the side of the eye. And when you do it like I'm doing, it's called continuous tapping. Under the eye, under the nose. And again, these are meridians going through the whole body, getting your system to balance its energy. And wherever you're imbalanced, the energy is imbalanced, so you're focusing on the issue. Next one, the collarbone here. And then under the arm. And the one we like to do at Awakenings Institute, the reset process at the end, I was doing tapping the top of the head to balance the left and right brain. And you may say an affirmation, I'm flying free. And then tapping the heart, I'm flying free. And when you're doing the tapping, you're often doing a meditation. You're doing a targeted affirmation, even though I feel stuck. I like to say, even though part of me feels stuck, I still can love and accept myself. And you might start off with the side of the hand, what's called the karate chop, with a affirmation. Even though part of me feels stuck, I can still love and accept myself. Then you just tap, focusing on just, I say, this situation or this issue, just a reminder phrase.
So I have heard of folks using this if they have issues with anxiety
Yes.
or anger, and they can literally just stop themselves and go through that process
Right.
using an affirmation. And I have just heard it can be miraculous how it just helps calm.
It is very calming and balancing. And what you want to do is have a strategy in the moment when you're feeling, you said, anxiety or stress or an addictive wanting to go for an addiction. You need to do something instead of the negative habit, like we talked about the rut and getting stuck and going over and over again. So that's like deepening the rut. You need to break the cycle, do something different, like the card reading suggested. And that is that one thing could just be doing the tapping. You could even just do the reset process. Just integrate the left and right brain, breathe, and tap the heart. That's even simpler than the 7 EFT points, which include a few more points, or do them both. It's not a lot to learn. And at our website, gettingthrough.org/learn-EFT, gettingthru.org/learn-EFT, we have a little free handout description and audio video on how to do it.
Excellent. And I was just sitting here doing my own hand, and I was thinking if I'm caught in traffic and it
Yes.
makes me anxious, I can just sit there and
Right.
calm myself down.
Yeah, it's a great tool to have. You really want to have it. And that, when I go back, that story, the lady who was stuck about the financial worries, the early story today, we did the holistic EFT tapping, which got her from that very frustrated and overwhelmed state to feeling calm. And then we also did a soul connection and other processes we do at Awakenings Institute to connect directly with your soul and soul development to help.
Nice. Philip, what would you like folks to know about you?
Well, we like to help people live their best life, and we help nurture people's gifts and the planet itself. That's our mission at our nonprofit organization, Awakenings Institute. And we have a free resource I think people would really enjoy. It's a resource kit. It has an EFT tapping video, an excerpt from our most recent book here, The Loving Power of Your Soul, and some more wonderful checklists. Go to the shortened URL here to remember, tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit, tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit to get your free resource kit with the EFT video, book excerpt, and checklist.
Well, and friends, Philip has a number of videos on YouTube as well.
Hundreds.
And he's been making several short ones, but they're really good. There's a lot of really good compact information in those videos. So please check it out. And so Philip on YouTube, how do they find you?
YouTube, I think, well, just look up Phillip Mountrose, PhillipMountrose, or do our Soul Awakenings channel, Soul Awakenings. That's our newest channel where we do Sundays, Jane and I, live podcasts, which also is an Enlightened World Network, on Soul Awakenings, where we do card readings. That's for Soul Awakenings. Is the I'll get the URL for people so they if they go to YouTube, I guess you call it the handle is let me get it here.
While Philip is looking that up, you can
Yeah.
also go on YouTube, Enlightened World Network, and then in the small search, type in Mountrose, and you will get all kinds of things from Philip and his beautiful bride, Jane.
It's for Awakenings. Okay, now I've got it here. Oh yeah. For Awakenings Souls. Okay, that's the handle at for FOR Awakenings Soul. I'll put it up here for people to see it. And they can participate in live readings every Sunday at on 9 a.m. Pacific, Soul Awakenings. So it's the YouTube channel FOR for Awakenings Souls, for Awakening Souls.
Okay.
That's where to go to subscribe and get a lot of very good information and participate and get readings, some free readings for you.
Excellent. Well, Philip, thank you so very much for today. And friends, if you want to learn more about EFT or anything else that Philip is teaching, please check him out. Also, his beautiful bride, Jane Mountrose. They're amazing teachers, and they've got years and years and years of experience under their belts. So please check out their work. So take good care, everyone. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.